A final warning to Chick-Fil-A. Greetings, corporate executive board. My apologies for the lengthiness of my letter, but this letter will be my last and final warning to Chick-Fil-A. Therefore, I want to make sure I say everything that needs to be said while leaving no stone unturned. I am a proud Black American citizen of the greatest country in the world very wicked people are trying to destroy. Engaged father of 6 wonderful children with my lovely wife of 25 years. Retired fireman, chef, and now author of my newly released book titled 1776 Rewind. The Great Awakening is Revolutionary. This was an unintended project served up because of a 2020 wake-up call, seeing where my beloved country was headed. To fight for the future of America for my children's sake, which is why I put my dreams and aspirations of becoming a restaurateur on hold. I thought to myself, what would be the point of living the American dream if it ends with my generation because I stood by and watched it happen? CRT and DEI tells us that you cannot accomplish your dreams because of race, nationality, creed, status, gender, and sexual orientation. This is the biggest lie being sold to my Black race and the children growing up in sexualization and indoctrination camps we call grade school and colleges. Furthermore, it doesn't bring anyone together. Its general purpose is to dictate and divide. I've written to your corporation several times concerning pertinent issues at that present time. It has come to my attention that Chick-Fil-A is following into a path of other woke corporations who met with resistance from the majority of Americans. I don't understand the fetish for pushing a sexualizing agenda, only to think that there are some very powerful influences backed by George Soros' foundations vowing to destroy America from within. This is fascism at work inside a nation we call free. I'm sickened, and my heart filled with the pain of disappointment. A betrayal as I lose admiration for a company I believed in because of its Christian principles. Left with a void, asking the question, who cares about what the Christian conservative thinks? There's something going on in America and all over the world. There's a shift from political party affiliation to are you on the side of good or evil? Maybe we are in the last days the Bible speaks about. I believe we who are awake and understand the fight can feel the spiritual wickedness in the atmosphere and see it all around. It grieves me to write to a corporation I believe was a pillar and a beacon of light to a demoralized society. So why are you following the trend of an evil idea to move away from capitalism, beholden to the consumer, and chasing the Marxist dream of communistic ideals? As an adult, if I'm confused and bewildered with the likelihood of 73 genders, gender affirming, with an end game of cutting off penises and breasts of underage children. So what are the children thinking? Saying a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. They, we, it, them pronouns, and now believing that a man can get pregnant, have menstrual cycle, and breastfeed. Can you imagine the confusion of immature and impressionable minds as young as 6 years old? Now they're saying newborn babies can affirm their gender. What? I believe this is done on purpose by the powers that be. They want the children confused, mentally deranged, emotionally distraught, denying the existence of God, and brainwashed to easily manipulate them as a political pawn. The majority of Americans thought the Chick-fil-A brand was different because of a Christian foundation shown as a beacon of light for the world to see. But here we are in 2023 proposing the need to push DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion I call the devil's evil illusion. It rides on the coattail of the Black race being oppressed by the white race. It says, see, the Black race is oppressed by the white race, and the LGBTQ community is oppressed and hated by the Christian conservatives. Subsequently, we have 2 separate cases posing as equal, with neither having a legitimate argument. It creates the illusion of voluntary inclusion. In other words, it's a strong arm of acceptance of the gay and lesbian lifestyle. Use name-calling by projecting towards conservatives as extremists and intolerant, when in actuality, the left is violent, extreme, and intolerant. Just agree with them and you will see the evil scheme of collusion to destroy you by using the disingenuous media incapable of telling the truth as their bullhorn. Let's be honest. This is a totalitarian movement to make all Americans comply. These programs are put into place to become a part of a business or corporation's bylaws to give legal rights to punish the person not complying with the company's rules and regulations. This is a ploy to trample on my First Amendment and my right to disagree, which is why these Marxists want to rid our nation of the Constitution. I'm not tired of fighting, because I will fight as long as God gives me breath in my lungs. But I am tired of wokeism and identity politics killing our country. It's principle over entertainment and convenience. I am 6 years removed from professional sports. ESPN and Hollywood can no longer entertain me. My wife and I grew up in Florida, and Walt Disney were an integral part of our lives as children growing up. As a result, we wanted to share that same delightful experience with our children. We did, up until the wake of pedophilia activity and non-support of the parental rights bill, deemed as the Don't Say Gay bill by the fake news media. Just a little side note. I read the entire bill, and nowhere does it say don't say gay, but it does empower the parents to govern their own children, forbidding administrators from secretly sexualizing and indoctrinating our children. What's wrong with supporting parents? Because of Disney's wokeness, we no longer support Disney. We were Target Red Card members since 2011. But with Target sexualization towards children with the use of a satanic designer producing a gay clothing line for children as young as 3 months old, just didn't sit well with our Christian and family values. I wrote to their corporation and spoke with the representative in corporate expressing my disdain for a demonic clothing line. Needless to say, we are no longer supporting Target. They have a loss of $12.4 billion. We don't drink, but I'm glad to see Bud Light get exactly what they deserve. A loss of $15.7 billion at this point, and hopefully more for pushing a transgender movement, eroding our society of masculinity and femininity, characteristics of God's only two genders. Bud Light doesn't care. They're doubling down on their stance to support a community that's less than 1%, but pushed in the media like it's 90%. Is anyone else asking the same question? What is going on? This is an excerpt of my address to the public school board to better explain my stance on same-sex relations. And I quote, "All lives do matter, not just Black, Asian, Hispanics, gays, or lesbians. We shouldn't highlight or give preferential treatment to any group or person. I don't go around announcing I'm a heterosexual. Therefore, I do not need to know your sexual preference. Furthermore, I do not condone bullying. I denounce assaults and violence towards any people or person. All criminal acts should have a swift and harsh penalty without special treatment of a singled out case, because evil is evil, no matter who it's towards. The care and safety of all children should always be the general focus, and no one group singled out for a political agenda. Plain and simple. Equal justice for all under the law. I believe in traditional marriage. One man and one woman in holy matrimony. It is your prerogative if you are two consenting same-sex adults having relations. As long as you are not abusing underage children sexually, physically, or emotionally, There will be no backlash from me nor the law. I want to be clear. Just because a person disagrees with your lifestyle does not mean we hate the LGBTQ community, pansexual, or any other pronoun one might label themselves at the moment. With that being said, I will not affirm, legitimize, nor celebrate any of the lifestyles just mentioned. Again, that does not mean I hate you. You have a right to be what you want to be, and I have a right to disagree. This is the definition of free speech, not hate speech. End quote. Dylan Mulvaney is a biological male and the poster child for Bud Light and Nike advertising sports bras and promoting the usage of tampons. How is this even possible? Boys to men dominating female sports and competing in female competitions, while making biological females uncomfortable and threatening their own restrooms and locker rooms. The women and girls that don't get caught up into the cancel culture are speaking out against the woke mob with courage, despite the reality of being abolished by competitions meant for them. All a person has to say is that I identify as a female and every concession is made on behalf of that male posing as a female. But what about the person born as a female? Is this equality? Chick-Fil-A, this is what your organization supports by establishing a covenant with DEI. To follow through with this absurdity will tarnish your reputation, an impeccable and upstanding brand. Are you willing to risk it all for a delusional ideology? Chick-fil-A, America stood with you in 2012, and so did I. When the propaganda machine called the media tried to destroy your godly image of Christian principles by saying you hate because you too believed in traditional marriage, one man and one woman. The Chick-fil-A brand doesn't need a counterfeit program to show off God's love. You've been showing the love of Christ since the existence of your corporation. Unfortunately, everyone will never agree on the way Jesus is portrayed. So why hook up with DEI to jeopardize your brand and possibly lose thousands of loyal customers, including my family? And believe me, it's already a stir on the internet about Chick-fil-A bowing to the woke mob. This is a desperate plea because I love your brand and what you stood for in the past. There's a reason why your company is blessed, because the hand of God is upon it. If you move forward with this senseless agenda, Chick-fil-A will be no better than all other fast food chains without integrity that my family and I don't support. So abandon this death wish. Again, it's principle over entertainment and convenience. We will not bow to the woke mob nor support businesses who have. Thank you for your attention to this matter. May God bless America. Hassan, aka Sonny B. I Write to Fight, 1776. Rewind. You can find me on YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Twitter, Truth Social, and TikTok at 1776 Rewind. Saving America one citizen at a time. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification bell to be notified of future content. Also, my book links on my new book titled 1776 Rewind, The Great Awakening is Revolutionary, is down below in the description box.